my name is Jennifer. I'm sitting here with my friend Terry Parker. She and I were going to discuss a little bit about deaf values today. So I have a few questions for you. I will ask you the questions and then you can answer me and I'll voice for you, okay? So first, I want to discuss the importance of the eyes and the hands in deaf culture. Do you feel one is more important than the other? I think the eyes are important. And if you happen to be blind, it would be okay if you were blind if you still had the feeling of your eye, feeling with your hands, because you could feel things. If you had to choose between no hands or no eyes, which would you choose? I would probably be blind and not have any hands, or have my hands still so that I could feel. Okay, so another thing I want to discuss with you is what are your feelings about Deaf Club and the importance of it for deaf culture? Deaf Club is really important for us because political things, general business and discussions, we have events and happenings that go on in town that Deaf Club keeps us informed about. We have two separate Deaf Clubs. One is a sports club. We have things like baseball, basketball, bowling, and ways to get involved in those events in different states around the country. They have, that club has general meetings too. Back when I was in high school, I learned about the NADJR, National Association of the Deaf, group in high school that taught us how to establish a club and the important aspects of it and how we could establish them out in the world. Oh. Cool. So you learned that in high school? Cool. Well, another value for the deaf is your language, right? ASL is really important to your culture, and being able to pass it down to children is very important, right? Passing down a language to deaf children is very important. Their language is the same with their identity. Their language is shown through their body, and they communicate better if they have an ASL base. Put English aside and teach ASL. So her opinion is that English is important, but ASL is the most important for a deaf child's identity and being able to connect to his culture. Okay, so another important aspect of your culture is the residential schools for the deaf and blind, right? You have an experience with residentials, right? Can you tell me your experience? I really love ISDB because there's so many deaf children, brothers and sisters, and you can see that their identity is showing through their personality. You learn sports and education too. If you went home for the weekend to your family, you didn't really feel like going home because communication was more difficult. You wanted to stay at school because you felt like you could socialize and interact, and you connected there. Well, I really appreciate your opinions because many people do not understand deaf culture and how these things really relate and are important and they're connected. One last thing. If you had to choose an all deaf world and an all hearing world, which would you choose?
What kind of breed is this guy? Mixed.
Really, I would imagine an all
No, I see the blue healer on that.
an all hearing world wouldn't be as good as an all deaf world. Well, you're in a hearing world. Yes. How would life be different if it was all deaf? How would it be different? Well, you just have so much more interaction, socialization. More learning would happen. More education. There would be more opportunities for everybody. So you prefer? I think it would be a good way for us all to understand each other. Well, thank you, Terry, for your opinions and your comments, and thank you for listening.